Dexter Season 1 is in the book. The reviews have been done. The theories have been done. But now it's time to see who will be number 1 in the character ranking list. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. It is time to rank all characters from Season 1 of Dexter. Now, we have came up with 33 characters in total. I believe everybody that's got a name is on this list, unless, of course, you were just hiding in the background and you weren't supposed to be there. But anyone who's relevant, anyone who's got a name, anyone who has a reason to be here is indeed on this list. And we're going to go from 33 to number 1. We won't spend too much time talking about the people at the bottom because they're at the bottom, therefore there's not too much to say about them. They're either shit or really nasty people that we don't want to waste too much time on. We'll obviously speak more about the people in the top 10. How's that sound to you?
That sounds good, although I think you can get nasty people who are good characters. Like the guy who's last is pretty despicable actions, but the guy, I know a few TV shows with good sort of people like this, even though
you've got redeeming qualities.
No, they're just good characters. But they've got redeeming qualities.
Can you have bad people who have got redeeming qualities, though?
Yes.
But Mike Donovan in number 33 is not one of them.
No.
Dexter's first kill.
Kitty Fiddler.
I mean, it's memorable, but the guy, we see him at his church, and then he gets abducted by Dexter. He gets a razor blade held to his throat, drives to the location. Then Dexter makes him watch at the 3 bodies he's dug up. Dexter says, "Oh, these bodies decomposed, they fell apart." Basically, Mike Donovan was, raping these kids, which is pretty
extreme.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like it's the go-to thing with priests and church people, isn't it?
Aye, it is.
They could have mixed up a wee bit. Could have been a bit more adventurous.
Aye, for the first kill.
The first kill, it's like
it's
a
bit generic. It's like no, Dexter could go to any church in the country and fucking do this if he wanted to.
Yeah, but yeah, Dexter kills Mike Donovan. That's it. Mike Donovan's done. 5 minutes into the TV series, we'll never see him again. Coming in at number 32, we have the second kill of the TV series, and it is Jamie Durwaski. This guy made a snuff film where I believe he raped some chick and then killed her and filmed it and put it on the internet. What a fucking, not only an evil guy, but a loser as well. Imagine committing the crime and then just uploading it to the World Wide Web for Dexter to find. Dexter did find him, broke into his house, and he gave him the same treatment. I kind of liked the kill, though.
He didn't kill his dog, though.
No, he didn't kill his dog.
He left the German Shepherd alone.
I like how Dexter killed... When Dexter gave him the injection, he was wearing like a plastic wrap around his face for no reason whatsoever.
It was weird.
Considering you came from behind, it's not like this guy could see your face anyway.
No.
It was a weird moment for Dexter.
He was trying new things.
He was trying out new things. Coming in at number 31, we have Jeremy Downs, another killer. Although Dexter didn't kill this guy, Dexter actually gave this guy a pass. He says the reason he killed his victim was because he was raped and he wanted to get revenge. Dexter kind of believed this. I'm not too sure if I believed it. But he killed again, and he ended up getting put in prison and then killed himself. Look, if you commit suicide, you're going to be low down my list. Not low enough to beat Mike Donovan, but low nonetheless.
Low nonetheless. And I think with this guy here, I think if you're trying to get someone not to kill you, saying the reason you killed someone is because they raped you, most people would probably spare you. And I think it was a good lie if he did lie. Do you agree?
But see, I don't know. I think Dexter needs to... I think a code's a code.
A code is a code.
You either kill killers or you don't. It's a blurry line when you start going, yeah, he's a killer, but did he have reason to? Although Dexter, you could argue Dexter's a killer.
I know, you could argue... So everyone in the police force is a killer?
If there's someone out there who's like a clone of Dexter, could he kill Dexter? Because Dexter's a killer? Or is Dexter justifying his kills? Who knows? That's a different video. Anyway, coming in at number 30, we have Nurse Mary. Pretty interesting character, considering maybe a bit too low, to be honest, considering she was injecting people and she was killing them, and especially Big Harry Morgan. She was
almost killed the big man himself.
Yeah, almost killed Big Match Harry, but this was actually Dexter's first kill, not of the TV series, but it's his first kill ever of a human. And we get to see flashbacks. It's a bit of a messy kill. He's still young. He's not really developed. He was struggling to overpower Mary, but he killed her and he let the cat live. So maybe Dexter, as he gets older, he's giving animals a free pass here.
Good guy letting the animals live. But yeah, I mean,
you could argue there's no reason. It's not like the cat's going to fucking identify him and align it, is it?
Hopefully not. Like that would be.
Although I feel like a dog would be more likely to do that.
Aye, it would. Aye.
Don't think a cat's going to pick anybody out
doesn't
there.
give a shit.
No.
Cat just sleeks about. The dog might bark at Dexter next time it sees him.
Anyway, coming at number 29 with Ismail Pascal. Definitely high. I think couldn't get any higher than this for Ismail. A terrible character. Comes in, replaces LaGuerta as the lieutenant of the department, but she's just not a good character. Yeah, for me, very low.
You know what?
Deservedly low.
If she had any sort of dodgy history with kids, she'd have been fucking rock bottom. Put it that way.
Yeah, if she had Mike Donovan's history with kids, she'd have been 33rd.
34th out of a 33 list.
Damn. Coming in number 28 with Rita's lawyer. I mean, he was okay, but I think he's only in one scene.
Yeah.
Maybe two scenes.
How much of a rub can I give a guy?
Yeah, I mean, we can't look. We'll put him above the horrible Ismail Pascal, and we'll put him above Killers. I mean, Nurse Mary probably, I don't know, in hindsight, maybe she should have been a wee bit higher, but I mean, Rita's lawyer, not a bad character, but just wasn't in it enough. So.
No. I mean, he's just a lawyer.
Yeah. Coming in number 27, we have Valerie Castillo. Doesn't really do much apart from be the wife of George Castillo. But yeah, they were bringing in immigrants and then demanding them pay money, and if they didn't pay the money, they were getting snuffed.
Yeah, I mean, she's never going to be higher rated than her husband, so automatically you're doing the list.
Her husband was like the main villain of that episode, and she just kind of appeared out of nowhere at the end, so...
She was a nice wee double kill.
Yeah, because you were led to believe that she wasn't part of this.
But she is.
But she was. Come number 26, we have Neil Perry, the supposed ice truck killer. Turns out he was full of shit. Turns out he just wanted some fame. He wanted to get the attention, and when he was put to the heat, he couldn't handle it.
What a loser. Imagine trying to take all this claim and then getting arrested for, like, you know, misguiding the justice system.
I get it, right? Maybe you want to get some fame, you want to go down as a killer, but imagine wanting to go down for years, possibly get executed for something you didn't do.
Aye.
That's retarded.
And then getting jail time anyway for lying.
That is fucking retarded. I didn't think he was a bad character, but, I mean...
He killed his mum, though, didn't he?
No, his mum was dead and he just chopped her up, I believe. But what a loser. Anyway, coming in number 25, we have Matt Chambers. Don't drink and drive, kids. This guy
was bad.
I mean, he was bad, but I mean, could you argue that drinking and driving, it's not quite as bad as rape or murder?
Well, it's
but it's selfish. It's selfish.
It's nowhere near as bad.
And I think if
he gets off with the case, pleads a sob story, then drinks and drives that night. I mean, that's pretty pish.
Plus, they don't have a history.
Aye.
I think he was just an alcoholic that couldn't stop driving, and he killed one too many people. He ran over
one. He
one
was a driver who couldn't stop drinking.
could be the case. I'm not defending him, but I don't look at Matt Chambers and Mike Donovan as the same kind of people.
No,
you know,
he's a low life.
He's a low life.
He's a scumbag, but he's not.
I think the fact that he didn't change and he continued to drink and drive, I think his death was justified.
Aye, it was.
Coming on number 4, we have Mrs. Tucci. So, what's your thoughts on Mrs. Tucci?
Didn't do much for me.
The mother of Tony, she was
just crying about her son not being there and how he's missing. I mean, what they do? I'm actually surprised she's a good person, but not a good character.
You know, I think maybe we've factored that in. Maybe if you're a good person, you get to be a couple of places higher than you should.
You're getting a wee bump.
Coming at number 23 with Mrs. Dokes. A one-scene episode, but I tell you what, I thought this scene was really good. Where Dokes invites Deborah to go for dinner, and she meets his family.
That's my only family, Dexter.
So,
motherfucker.
Yeah, no,
I got more family than you.
You know, it was a good wee scene. Mrs. Dokes, a one and done character, a bit strange, but I guess there's no real reason to include her.
It was a fun scene.
It was a fun scene. Coming in at number 22, we have Laura Moser, the mother of Dexter. We never actually get to see her technically alive in time in the show. It's always flashbacks. But you could say the same about Harry, and Harry's a good character.
You could say the exact same about Harry.
Well, yeah, you could. Just because you're not alive in present time doesn't mean you can't be a great character, but I do feel like it takes a little bit away.
No,
I think it gives you a ceiling. See if you're actually not alive and you can only be in the show through flashbacks. I think that does kind of limit.
Aye, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You're stuck.
Now, maybe if you're like an hallucination or something like that, you can add a little bit more.
Yeah.
But if
But
you
all their scenes is Dexter's memories. It's not like he's imagining them current day.
yeah.
It's all from when he was like 3 years old.
Not yet. Anyway, that's it. So, Laura Moser coming in at 22. Sad what happened to her. Obviously, we get the reveal that she was in a relationship with Harry, and that was kind of...
That's a wee bit later down the road. But
It
yeah,
is, but, you know,
the road's the same.
Interesting. Come number 21, we have Nina Batista,
I walk alone.
the wife of Angel.
I would say extremely high.
Yeah.
I know he cheated on her or whatever.
La
but,
Passion.
nagging a bastard. I mean, yeah.
Dexter, it's all about the La Passion. Well, I think it's all about the... I've been rated too high in this list here. Nina Batista, 21. I don't know. Maybe
You can see why he jobbed it.
Maybe we felt sorry for her because that's why we've bumped her up a wee bit. I don't know.
Maybe she's a good person.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Coming in number 20, we have Tony Tucci. He lost an arm, he lost a leg, but here he got to keep his he got to keep his life, and I think Deborah arranged.
He was a pawn in the game, wasn't he?
He was,
He's a wee diddy, man.
he survived. Most of the ice truck killer victims didn't, so this guy should be grateful.
Fuck, I know, but he was used as leverage, or he's just a part of the game. If this guy needed to die, he'd have been dead.
Yeah, definitely. But Tony, he was all right. Didn't mind him. I was happy he survived. But at the same time,
He couldn't care if he died.
yeah, kind of. Coming in number 19, breaking into the top, I was going to say top 20, technically we're breaking into top 19, it is Noberto Cervantes. I thought this guy was a pretty interesting character. He was the main henchman for Carlos Guerrero, but he kind of gets taken out here. Carlos Guerrero doesn't really trust him. Noberto goes inside and he gets shanked by one of the officers, but I don't know, I thought it was harsh. I think Carlos Guerrero just turned on him too easily.
He did turn on him too easily, but it just shows you there's no loyalty in the drugs game.
No loyalty, but decent character nonetheless. Coming in number 18, we have Cody Bennett. Why is Cody 18th and his sister's a wee bit higher? I don't know. Probably because Cody's younger and doesn't really offer much.
You know what, right? I think it's...
But there's some wholesome scenes.
At least Mike Donovan didn't get them.
Yeah, but I think there's some wholesome scenes. Like, see with Dexter, you can argue he's like he's got no feelings and emotions and he's a killer and this and that, but you can see he genuinely actually cares about kids, which I guess
think with kids, though, you've got to bear in mind other people's interactions with them. It's not just the kid I'd look in ranking them, because obviously they're kid actors, they're not as fucking good as the main dogs. But
because Cody
he's
is in a lot of scenes with Dexter, propels him up the list. Yes. Right, okay, that makes sense. Coming in number 17...
But he does more with Dexter than, I don't know, Mrs. Tucci does.
True. Coming in number 17, we have Monique, one of the prostitutes, one of the whores that Deborah was working with. She ends up dying at the hands of the ice truck killer, and then she had a prosthetic hand, and then she just got like all her limbs and that shit cut up. So yeah, Monique coming in at 17. Angel Batista kind of got a lead on the ice truck killer because of Monique as well, and then at this point I think Brian was like, right, you've got to
stab you, Batista.
You've got to go. Coming in number 16, we have George Castillo, the husband of the former Castillo, Valerie.
You're Cuban. No, I'm American, just like you.
Just
buddy.
like you racist fucker. I like George Castillo, but again, he was a one episode character. Like, how high can you rate him?
How high can you go?
I think if this guy had been like a 4 or 5 episode character, you could have had him a little bit higher.
No, yeah, I agree, but
I like this dialogue. I like this talk with Dexter on the parking lot.
And I think maybe that's what Dexter... I think that's what the show could do, though. Could incorporate these characters into, like, multiple episodes. Because, like, it's like the lifestyle of Miami rather than, here, I'm just going to kill him this episode.
True. I mean, when season 2, I guess you got the big tiny guy who last 2 episodes. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. But then again, it's little side missions for Dexter, so maybe they just don't see the point of dragging it out.
I guess Jeremy Downs lasted more than one episode.
Coming in at number 15, we have Camila Fig, who is basically like the records lady of the department.
Incredibly high.
I mean, she's nice, and Dexter feeds her donuts, but I mean...
well, he needs to lay off the donuts.
Oh, no, I mean, we say she's nice. She kind of kept Harry's secrets from Dexter.
Oh, she did.
So, I don't know, she's not really been...
lace those donuts with ice.
She's not really been truthful to Dex, so maybe she could be on the chopping table one day. Coming in at number 14 with Astor Bennett. Again, I mean, not a big difference for Cody. I mean, it is what it is. What I would say is, for kid characters, they're not annoying.
No.
And I think that's why I put them high up the list. I personally find a lot of kid actors unbearable. And a lot of times I think they ruin shows. You look at The Walking Dead Season 2.
The Strain.
The Strain, oh my god, the kid in The Strain's unbearable. A lot of times kid actors and kids in shows in general, they just, anytime they're in scenes, I always think they take away from it.
What I would say is, how could annoying kids work with, a victim mom, a stepdad serial killer, and an abuser dad? How could annoying kids work with that dynamic? They have to kind of be
Nice,
normal, cute kids. If they were arseholes, Dexter would kill them, Paul would batter them, and he would just cry.
She'd give them up or something.
So.
Coming in at number 13, unlucky for him, Carlos Guerrero. He actually survives, and I don't know if we made a video, why didn't Dexter kill this guy? I think it was because of the heat, and it could potentially draw...
The heat in Miami.
But I also think it was maybe because this was like Dokes' like a rival of Dokes, and maybe Dexter was thinking an enemy of an enemy as a friend.
He's my friend.
But yeah, we did see the confrontation with Dexter and Carlos Guerrero in the bathroom, and Dexter just lets this one go. Very strange, because normally when Dexter's got you in your sights, he
pulls the trigger.
But for some reason he let Carlos Guerrero go, and then Carlos Guerrero just fades into the background after the first few episodes. We don't really see from him again. I thought he had potential to be a good villain, but they just don't really do anything with it.
Does he do we ever see him again?
Can't remember. So probably not.
That would be very lackluster. Because he was established pretty early on as one of the leading gang members in Miami.
Will we see him again? Who knows? Coming at number
Maybe he's in New Blood.
New Blood. Coming at number 12, we have Rita Bennett, the girlfriend of Dexter. I mean, not a bad character, very nice.
Plays the victim well.
Yeah.
Not in a sense of like she's acting for the victim, but in terms of like a victim character, alright.
Yeah, she's kind of like the perfect girlfriend for Dexter.
The way the kids are, she is. It suits the Paul and Dexter dynamic.
I just don't really feel like she's that interesting, but I feel she's good for Dexter.
Her personality is being the victim.
Yeah, she's not really outspoken, very quiet, very reserved.
I mean, you look at women in TV shows, like the wives of the main spouses, she's nowhere near the worst. She's fucking Clara Schuyler, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Coming in at number 11, though, we have Thomas Matthews, the captain. Captain Thomas Matthews.
You're only here because you're a black woman, Lagerta. Fuck you.
I'm pretty sure he said spick.
Yeah, spick. The other one's here because she's a black woman.
So yeah, Thomas Matthews, big old white guy, basically throwing around his white privilege on Dexter.
I protected Harry's secret, Dexter. He was a fucking suicide monger.
Right, we're jumping very ahead there. But yeah, no, Thomas interesting character. I think he's one of those characters when he's in scenes that they feel important.
His presence. But see, that's because he's a high-ranking member.
And I think it's good that we don't see him all the time.
It makes him feel more... He's got the Brock Lesnar schedule.
Yeah, I think it's good when you just see him like it's like a reoccurring character where you might not see him for 3 or 4 episodes and then he'll come into it, which is good. I think if you've seen this guy every episode in the department, he would lose his appeal, his value. So
hopefully he'll be hitting F5s and Kimura locks soon.
Yeah, coming in at number 10, we have Maria LaGuerta. I believe she is the lowest ranked of the department, that outside of the captain, obviously. I think she's alright. I mean, I think she's a good character. I think she plays the lieutenant
she's
role
like a
well.
6-7 out of 10, isn't she, in terms of character?
Yeah, it's not never going to be my favourite character, but not the worst by any means. Does a good job. Is she a great person? Probably not. Does she deserve to be where she is? Probably not. So yeah, I mean, we look at it. Did she deserve this role over Dokes? No. We know she kind of stole Dokes' promotion, not intentionally, but she took the credit for Dokes' hard work, and she got the bust at the end of the day, and she got the promotion that Dokes should have got. And then you got to factor in, she likes to talk about how she's, a high member of her community, and we had Thomas Matthews put her in her place, basically saying, look, if you weren't a spick female, you wouldn't be here.
Exactly. I don't
know if Thomas Matthews kind of insinuated that she maybe slept her way to the top, Harvey Weinstein style, but no, Maria's alright. I don't mind Maria.
Well, she definitely does sleep her way around, Maria, but let's move on to number 9.
Maria, who wants to be her? Speaking of who wants to be her, who wants to be the guy number 9? Paul Bennett. Bit controversial here. I think Paul is an asshole, But I do think that he genuinely loves his kids, and I think that any time they're in this, it's not like he just wants to be in their life. I think they fuck off Rita. I've never got that. He does seem to genuinely care for his kids.
No, but scumbags care about their kids. Good character, but I'm not going to pretend he's father of the year.
I don't think he's the worst father. Like,
no, he's not. You'll get someone that would never lay a
better father than Mike Donovan.
No way, Father Donovan.
Father Donovan, get out of here.
Yeah, he's a waster, Paul, but he likes his kids. Not in that way.
And I do feel like come the end of the series, like, I think like, you do feel a wee bit sorry for him, like, because he is trying to be clean. He's trying to do things the proper way. And
I can get through this.
And then he ends up getting cracked with a frying pan and ends back up in prison.
Look for a size 10.
Find me the shoe, buddy. So yeah, Paul Bennett, not a nice guy, not a great guy, but I think he's one of those, a bad person, but with redeeming qualities.
Aye.
So, anything to add to that?
But I mean, Hitler was a dog person. That's a redeeming quality. I mean, I'm not going to back him up like, am I? You know what I mean?
Aye, fucking hell, comparing.
I know, but it's a comparison.
No, I get that. Let's just move on.
I know, but if you drew a wee moustache on Paul...
I'd put Paul above Hitler on a list, alright?
Oh, so would I.
In terms of a good guy list, I'd put Paul above Hitler. I consider...
above Donovan, though?
I'd probably, I don't know. Donovan be above Hitler?
Aye.
Maybe, aye. I can accept people being killers, but I mean, I don't know. I think when your numbers get to this fucking...
above the fucking 6 digit
see when you're hitting millions, like, when you see your kill streaks at millions, I think you need to...
call the tactical nuke and call it a day.
Coming on number 8, we have Dr. Emmett. Very good character, but again, just a one character episode, and when you're only in one episode, you can't really be breaking into like top 5 territory. But I think Dr. Emmett and his sit downs with Dexter and the psychology and between them, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed Dr. Emmett.
You know what? I probably prefer this guy to Dr. Melfi in The Sopranos, and she's in like every episode. This guy,
100%. I think Dr. Emmett's better.
This guy didn't outstay his welcome, and you know what? He was welcome to a few more therapy sessions.
Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3. Like, again, is this not something that you think could have happened throughout season 1?
Yeah.
Well, the only thing is, Dexter didn't really need these visits. He was just pretending that he was.
Aye.
So I mean, can you really drag it out for a season?
No.
Tony Soprano's legitimately fucked in the head and needs help. Dexter was pretending to be fucked in the head.
Dexter put a house coat on?
Never.
No.
Never. Although he just wrapped bubble wrap around his face for some strange reason. Anyway, I like Dr. Emmett, but unfortunately he was only in one episode, so I think 8th place is probably the highest he can go. It would be harsh to put him above anybody in the top 7, in my opinion.
No, it would be, but here, good. If he was in one episode characters, I can't think of a show where they are like GOAT tier.
No.
Like, it would take an incredible amount. It really would.
Yeah, definitely. Coming in number 7, lucky number 7, but maybe unlucky, it's Harry Morgan. We spoke earlier about when you're dead and your only contributions to a show are flashbacks. I believe there is a ceiling for you, and I think around this number might be Harry Morgan's ceiling. If he was alive in this show, I think he'd be higher than 7th, but he's not alive.
And he's dead.
His contributions are purely based on flashbacks. So there's not
no scene. You can feel emotionally attached, but if it's not happening in real time, it's almost hard.
There's nothing Harry Morgan can do in this show that's going to have consequences because he's already done it. You know, anything he's done is already.
It's just secrets being dug up. They'll have consequences. It's not his current actions.
Yeah, Harry Morgan can't turn Dexter in now.
No,
he's dead. You know, he can't do anything
unless he's got fucking letters or something.
Yeah, so
the life and death of Harry Morgan.
Could be Harry Morgan coming in number 7. Coming number 6, we have Vincent Masuka. I think Vincent Masuka is so funny, but he just doesn't really appear much. I don't know. He's there, but a lot of times he's just there.
Yeah, he is.
And he'll come out with he'll come out with like a wee funny one-liner. But he's not like, he doesn't get that much screen time.
His personality's being a fucking weirdo, so... I mean, if you took out the fact he's a weirdo, it'd be nothing. It'd just be some Asian guy who works in the department.
Yeah.
Crunching the numbers.
Crunching the numbers, Dex. Coming out, top 5 now, we've got Deborah Morgan, sister of Dexter. I'm looking at the list. I'm thinking she could have maybe been one spot higher, but she's coming in at 5th here. Good character. I mean, especially a good character for a female. Probably one of the funniest female characters I think I've ever seen in a TV show.
Yeah.
Normally, I don't think females are that.
Doesn't feel forced. Can give it as good as she gets. And
foul-mouthed as well.
Yeah.
Just feels not. Yeah,
It's like she doesn't hear an insult and great. I feel like that's what you need, though.
she's like one of the boys.
Aye. Which can be a bad thing in some cases, but in this case it works, so...
Too fucking skinny, though.
Aye, built like an Ethiopian.
Needs to put a bit of beef on, like, seriously. Anyway, that was Deborah...
See the Dexter intro? Fucking eat some of that food.
Down,
Dexter needs to cook
down,
that for every fucking intro.
Anyway, coming at number 4 with Angel Batista. All about the La Passion.
La Passion. I like Batista.
Likeable guy, nice guy, family man.
No, I think
although he did cheat on his wife.
You know what he's got? He's like Masuka and Dokes combined to me. He's got the banter of Masuka, but he's got the seriousness of Dokes to a degree where it's not too serious, and he can handle himself. Masuka's just a guy who could get battered by a fart.
Yeah, but that time he came out with a big fucking gun. Season 2.
Aye, but say he didn't have a gun.
That gun was bigger than his body.
I think if Brian stabbed Masuka, he'd have deflated like a balloon. But Batista's
Would have
great.
popped back to Japan.
Aye, Hiroshima.
Anyway, yeah, Batista. I like Batista. What I would say is I think number 4 might be as high as he goes.
Aye.
I don't think you'll get that high in season 2, because he did piss me off a wee bit with his whole, Dex, up about the faith. He had some sort of god gimmick going. I thought he was going to start touching kids soon.
Mike Donovan, Dexter? I'm that guy.
He taught me a lot. I like Batista. Very good. All right, but now we're moving into top 3. And I think the top 3 characters in season 1 are, I think they're a step above the rest. I think these 3 are, in terms of a season, I think these guys are top tier. Whereas some of the people below them are good, great, but I think these guys are quality characters, and I think these 3, you could definitely make a case, in my opinion, to putting them in any order, but I think these are the top 3, and I'd be shocked if anyone could put a list together that didn't have these 3 as the top 3. I think you'd be lying to yourself. Coming in at number 3, well, he's got 2 names. You can call him Brian, or you can call him Rudy, or hell, you could even call him the Ice Truck Killer. I guess he's got 3 names.
He's got 3 names, and he comes in at number 3, and...
Or 4 names, Mr. Moser.
Mr. Dr. Moser. Great character. You could maybe say he wasn't in every episode, because, obviously there was a bit of mistake at the start, but here, he made every episode he was in, he counted it in.
He did.
Great. But, you know what? Funny, but not overly funny, like a serious ice cold funny.
Ice cold killer.
Exactly. So
ice cold truck killer. Definitely the best antagonist of the season.
Yeah, it will take a lot for me to surpass this guy in terms of the
antagonist.
Best. I think.
Yeah, it will. Although maybe the guy, I don't know, season 3, season 4 got some heavy hitters coming in. But yeah, no, for me, Brian Moser great. And I genuinely felt like Dexter at the end. It's like the first time he doesn't want to kill someone.
Down. Yeah,
he kind of had to.
Sliced them open like cattle, though.
And who knows what would have happened in a different universe. What if these 2 teamed up?
What if they did?
The Moser brothers.
The Moser brothers.
You talk about spin-offs. You talk about different... I wonder, has there ever been a TV show that is, done a spin-off based on,
alternative reality?
Where, they go back, they rewind, a specific part of the show, like you can in some of the games, to be like that Walking Dead game where they said you can change outcomes. I wonder if a show has ever went back to a certain time and just went with a different direction.
They should do that.
What? See, instead of this Dexter New Blood, I think, what if they actually brought out a show where they just did a different reality and maybe Dexter kills Deborah and we had the Moser Brothers spin-off? I think something like that would be interesting. I know it's probably not going to happen.
You can even get a movie out of it. If you don't want to, commit yourself to a 3-season series, get a movie out of it. If the demand is there, though.
Anyway, number 2, surprise, motherfucker.
Dokes is in
Sergeant Dokes.
The surprise motherfucker is the most, it's one of the most iconic things in TV history.
Some fries, motherfucker.
All right, motherfucker.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Love Dokes. I think he is the perfect balance of
funny and serious.
Takes no bullshit, but also not a corrupt cop. He's on the line of the corruption line, where I think he doesn't step over it, but he wavers on it.
If it was a window, he'd need a wipe, but he's not dirty.
He's not smashed that window.
No, aye.
But it needs cleaned a wee bit.
Aye.
So no, I love Dokes. Lots of funny lines. Obviously, the rivalry between him and Dexter is great, and just Dokes, it makes the show better. So
I know he's suffering from though. I think he's suffering from the Tony Soprano syndrome, because I think Dexter, he doesn't wear the house coat as Tony, but I feel like it's going to take a lot to surpass Dexter for number uno in this show.
And speaking of number one, it is Dexter Morgan coming in the number one spot. It kind of has to be. I mean, season one of Dexter, I think it's definitely Dexter's
someone that
season.
narrates their own show, I think it's difficult to surpass them. I think it is.
I mean, the problem for Dexter is he's the main man in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, I mean, Dexter, he's going to be hard. Will anybody knock Dexter off the top spot? I think Dexter, he's like the most likable killer I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. He's not delusional.
He doesn't come across as a bad guy. And I can't believe I'm saying that because he's killed a shitload of people.
Yeah.
But he even fakes emotions so that people around him are happy and that they care. And I know he could argue he doesn't necessarily care about us being happy, and that's him just trying to blend in. But for a guy that doesn't give a shit, he could be selfish. He could be a bastard.
He could be,
but he's not. He tries to be nice to everyone around him.
That's all a part of the game. Isn't it though? He has to do that.
Dexter played the game.
I played the game.
Yeah, he played it pretty well, guys. He's played it well enough to be number one on our list. So there you go. That's it, guys. Ranking all the characters from Dexter, season 1. Top 10. We'll just run through them quickly. 10th, we have Maria LaGuerta. 9th, Paul Bennett. 8th, Dr. Emmett. 7th, Harry Morgan. 6th, Masuka. 5th, Deborah. 4th, Batista. 3rd, Brian. 2nd, Dokes. And number 1, numero uno, is Dexter. That will be it. Obviously, we will be doing this for Season 2 pretty soon because we're almost at the end of the Season 2 reviews. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and we will catch you in the next one. Let us know down below who your favourite character is, and we will see you next time. Until then, though, peace.